Dear Heavenly Father, we thank you for gathering us all today in this important development. We ask that you bestow your guidance and blessing upon the nation today. May we honor one another by keeping an open time. May we voice our truth and listen with an open heart. Bless everyone present today, that each may be able to share his or her contributions and gifts. Grant good health and safety to loved ones left outside this room, and bestow peace and goodwill to all of us. We ask for your wisdom and grace to use our talents for the betterment of others. May the various activities related to this day be a success through your intervention. With gratitude, we offer this prayer in your name. Amen.
Father, the Son, and the Spirit. Amen.
Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning, sir.
Hello, good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Since I am not physically present for today's activity, I am virtually present. I let Maria Ligaya Senior to preside this private conference. Ma'am Ligaya, please preside today's activity.
Acknowledge, sir. Acknowledge, Sir Engineer Leonard Panagalinog, our back chairman, head of the planning and design section. Good morning, sir. Good morning, everyone, and to all participating leaders via Zoom platform. May we have the roll call. Acknowledge the presence of our back chairman, Engineer Leonard A. Panagalinog, via Zoom, and yours truly is Maria Ligaya Senior, the back vice chairperson, and the members are the following: Engineer Sergio B. Binlod Jr., regular member. Acknowledge. Engineer Sidley Floyd A. Durante, provisional members via Zoom. Engineer Celso G. Saison, provisional member. Engineer John Ringes M. Peralta. Acknowledge. Our back secretariat headed by Engineer Hannah Catherine Arco, the head of the procurement unit. Engineer Maria Lolita Castro, member. Shanine A. Marabilis, back secretariat member. And the back technical working group headed by Engineer Gerald John R. Lim, engineer of the construction section. Ma'am Gwen Marie R. Bajo, member. Engineer Chanda M. Isaw, present. Chief OIC Chief of the Maintenance Section, acknowledge. Engineer Kevin Joshua A. Tamanaha, and all participating leaders. And we are blessed that we have one face-to-face attending contractor from Jens Construction, acknowledge Sir Benji Derama from Lapu-Lapu City. Thank you for coming. So we have also Engineer Rachel Daddy Sinyagan, member of the BAC DPWH, Engineer Apis, Radio Safety Apis, Engineer Jonah May Navarro, Engineer acknowledge, Engineer Missy C. Gabonia. The conference agenda for this morning are the following: brief presentation, explanation by the BAC about the basic contract data, requirements in bidding documents, and documents to be submitted by the bidder. Number 2 is the questions, comments from bidders and replies of the BAC. And 3 is other matters. Acknowledge the presence of the head of the BAC DPWH. Engineer Gerald John R. Lee. So we have for this morning, November 8th, we have 11 civil works project to be bid, one of which is rebid, and the other 10 are for early procurement activities. We have the rebid is 25 HE 006 for Sitio Guso, Barangay Panadtaran, Argao, construction of road amounting to 4,950,000 ABC. And we have also 25 HE 0024 construction of Cawayan River flood control structures at Dalaguete amounting to ABC of 96,500,000. Number 3 project is 25 HE 025 Convergence and Special Support Program, Basic Infrastructure Program, BIP. Construction, completion of multipurpose building, Sitio BLISS, Barangay Binlod, Argao, with an ABC of 1,980,000. The next project is 25 HE 0026. With Convergence and Special Support Program, Basic Infrastructure Program, BIP, multipurpose buildings and facilities. Construction completion of multipurpose building at Barangay Tulang, Argao, Cebu, with an ABC of 1,980,000. Bidding documents cost is 5,000. Next is 25 HE 0027 Convergence and Special Support Program, Sustainable Infrastructure Projects Alleviating Gaps, CPAG, Coastal Roads Causeway for Environmental Protection Conservation, construction of seawall, Barangay Look, Oslob, Cebu. Located at Oslob, Cebu, with an ABC of 48,250,000, with contract duration of 206 calendar days. Source of fund is CY 2025 DPWH Infrastructure Program based on need. Category of B for medium A, and the bidding document cost is 25,000. Next is 25 HE 0028 Convergence and Special Support Program, Sustainable Infrastructure Projects, alleviating gaps, access roads and or bridges from national roads leading to major strategic public buildings and facilities. Construction of road, Sitio Oslob to Sitio Cambalagon, Barangay Ubaob, Argao, with an approved budget ceiling of 4,900,000 pesos with 32 calendar days. Bidding documents cost is 5,000. This is based on CY 2025 APA. Next is 25 HE 0029 Convergence and Special Support Program, Basic Infrastructure Program, multipurpose building facilities to support social services. Construction, completion of multipurpose building at Maybach series, Oslo, Cebu, with an ABC of 2,970,000 and 100 calendar days. Bidding documents is 5,000. Next project is 25 HE 0030 Convergence Special Support Program, BIP, multipurpose building facilities to support social services. Construction of multipurpose building, Sitio Payahan, Barangay Bubu, Argao, with an ABC of 4,950,000 pesos and 120 calendar days. Bidding docs amounting to 5,000 pesos only. We have 25 HE 0031 Convergence and Special Support Program, BIP, multipurpose building facilities to support social services. Construction completion of multipurpose building, Barangay Butong, Argao, Cebu, with an ABC of 1,980,000 pesos. This is also CY 2025 DPWH Infra based on need. Amount of bid docs is 5 million. 25 SG, the next project is 25 SE 0032, Convergence and Special Support Program, BIP, Multipurpose Building Facilities to support social services, construction completion, a multipurpose building at Barangay Anahaw, Argao with an ABC of 2,970,000 and 100 calendar days. This is also a CY 2025 DPWH Enfa program based on NIP. Amount of bids is 5,000. The last projects to be bid, civil works project is 25 HE 033, Convergence and Special Support Program, BIP, Multipurpose Building Facilities, construction, completion of multipurpose building at Barangay Talaytay, Argao, Cebu, with 90 calendar days and an ABC of 1,980,000. Category of C and D for small b. CY 2025 Infra Program based on NIP. And the bidding docs is 5 million. We have also one goods and services to be bid. 24 HG 009, supply and delivery of aggregate materials for the repair, maintenance, resurfacing of low shoulder along Argao to Sambuan, Cebu, with an approved budget ceiling of 2,131,920 pesos, with calendar days, 20 calendar days of contract duration. The bid docs is amounting to 5 million. This is the source of fund is FY 2020 routine maintenance fund of the maintenance section. The next topic will be discussed by Engineer Sergio Bibindelo Jr. and the other more topics will be discussed also by Engineer John Reyes Peralta.
Good morning. Good morning. Requirement in the bidding documents. Fif- 52. Okay, let's proceed to the requirements, the bidding documents. For contract ID number 25 HE006, we bid Convergence and Special Support Program, Basic Infrastructure Program, BIP, access roads and or bridges from the national roads leading to major strategic public buildings, facilities, construction of road, Sitio, Guso, Barangay, Panadtaran, Argao, Cebu. For the major categories of work and similar categories of work, kindly refer to the search screen. And also the requirements of key personnel, general experience and relative experience. Also the requirements of project engineer in compliance to DEO number 118 series of 2024. And also the requirements of accredited materials engineer in compliance to DEO number 98 series of 2016. And also take note the requirement of equipment, major equipment requirements and its capacity and number of units. Kindly refer to the surge screen. The bid security shall be in the form of bid securing declaration or any for any form following forms and amounts. As shown in the screen, please refer to the search screen. The intended completion date is 32 calendar days, including predetermined and workable day of 1 day and 4 numbers of Sundays. For the bill of quantities, kindly refer to the search screen, please. For the next contract, ID 25, it's E0024, Organizational Outcome 2, Protect Lives and Properties Against Major Floods and Flood Management Program, construction maintenance of flood mitigation structures and drainage systems, construction of Cawayan River flood control structure, Dalaguete, Cebu. For the major categories of work and similar categories of work, kindly refer to the search screen. And its key personal requirements, general experience, and relative experience. Also, the requirement for the accredited project engineers in compliance to DO number 118 series of 2024 and the requirement for the accredited materials engineer in compliance to DO number 98 series of 2016. Also, the major equipment requirements, capacity, and its number of units can be referred to the search screen. The bid security shall be in the form of bid securing declaration or any of the following forms and amounts as shown on the screen. Please refer. The intended completion date is 288 calendar days, including predetermined and workable days of 9 calendar days and 36 number of Sundays. For the bill of quantities, kindly refer to the search screen. For the next contract, 25, it's E0025, Convergence and Special Support Program, Basic Infrastructure Program, BIP, Multipurpose Buildings, Facilities to Support Social Services, Construction, Completion of Multipurpose Buildings, Sitio, BLISS, Barangay, Binlod, Argao, Cebu. For the major categories of work, similar categories of work, kindly refer to the search screen. The key personal requirements, general experience, and its relative experience can be refer to the search screen. The requirement for the accredited project engineer in compliance to DO number 118 series of 2024, and also the requirements for accredited materials engineer in compliance to DO number 98 series of 2016. Also, the major equipment requirements, capacity, and its number of units can kindly refer to the search screen. The bid security shall be in the form of bid securing declaration or any of the following forms and amounts as shown on the screen. Please refer. The intended completion date is 90 calendar days, including predetermined unworkable days of 3 calendar days and 12 number of Sundays. For the bill of quantities, kindly refer to the search screen. For the next contract, 25 HE0026, Convergence and Special Support Program, Basic Infrastructure Program, BIP, Multipurpose Buildings, Facilities to support social services, construction, completion of multipurpose building, Barangay Tulang, Argao, Cebu. For the major categories of work and similar categories of work, kindly refer to the search screen. For the key personal requirements, general experience and its relative experience, please refer to the search screen. Also, the requirement of accredited project engineer in compliance to DO number 118 series of 2024, and also the requirements for the accredited materials engineer in compliance to DO number 98 series of 2016. Also, the major equipment requirements, capacity, and its number of units can be referred to the search screen. The bid security shall be in the form of a bid securing declaration or any of the following forms and amounts as shown on the screen. The intended completion date is 90 calendar days, including predetermined unworkable days of 3 calendar days and 12 number of Sundays. The bill of quantities, kindly refer to the search screen. For the next contract ID 25 HE0027, Convergence and Special Support Program, Sustainable Infrastructure Projects, Alleviating Gaps, SIPAG, Coastal Roads, Causeway for Environmental Protection, Conservation, Construction of Seawall, Barangay Luok, Argao, Oslob, Cebu. For the major categories of work and similar categories of work, kindly refer to the search screen. And the key personal requirements, general experience and relative experience, can you refer to the search screen. Also, the requirements of accredited project engineer in compliance to DO number 118 series of 2024, and also the requirements of accredited materials engineer compliant to DO number 98 series of 2016. Also, the minimum the major equipment requirements, capacity and its number of units, can you refer to the search screen. The bid security shall be in the form of a bid securing declaration or any of the following forms and amounts as shown on the screen. The intended completion date is 206 calendar days, including predetermined unworkable days of 6 calendar days and 24 number of Sundays. For the bill of quantities, kindly refer to the search screen.
Good morning. For the next project, 25HE0028, Convergence and Special Support Program, Sustainable Infrastructure Projects Alleviating Gaps, CPAG, access roads and or bridges from the national roads leading to major strategic public buildings facilities, construction of road Sitio Slope to Sitio Cambalagon, Barangay Obao, Argao, Cebu. For the major category of work and similar categories of works, please refer to the shared screen. And also the key personnel requirements, and also the requirements for the accredited project engineer in compliance to DEO 118 series of 2024 and the accredited materials engineer in compliance to DEO 198 series of 2016. Please also take note the minimum major equipment requirements as shown on the screen. The bid security shall be in a form of a bid securing declaration or any of the following forms and amounts as shown on the screen. The intended completion date is 32 calendar days, including predetermined and workable days of 1 calendar days and 4 number of Sundays. For the bill of quantities, please refer to the shared screen. For the next project, 25HE0029, Convergence and Special Support Program, Basic Infrastructure Program BIP, Multipurpose Buildings, Facilities to Support Social Services, Construction Completion of Multipurpose Building, Barangay Nueva Caceres, Oslob, Cebu. For the major category of work and similar categories of works, please refer to the shared screen. And also for the key personnel requirements, please also take note of the requirements for the accredited project engineer in compliance to DEO 118 series of 2024 and accredited materials engineer in compliance to DEO 98 series of 2016. Please also take note for the minimum major equipment requirements as shown on the screen. The bid security shall be in a form of a bid securing declaration or any of the following forms and amounts as shown on the screen. The intended completion date is 100 calendar days, including predetermined and workable days of 3 calendar days and 12 number of Sundays. For the bill of quantities, please refer to the shared screen. For the next project, contract ID 25HE0030, Convergence and Special Support Program, Basic Infrastructure Program BIP, Multipurpose Buildings, Facilities to Support Social Services, Construction of Multipurpose Buildings, Sitio Payahan, Barangay Bugo, Argao, Cebu. For the major category of work and similar categories of works, please refer to the shared screen. And also for the key personnel requirements, please also take note about the requirements for the accredited project engineer in compliance to DEO 118 series of 2024 and for the accredited materials engineer in compliance to DEO 98 series of 2016. Please also take note the minimum major equipment requirements as shown on the screen. The bid security shall be in the form of a bid securing declaration or any of the following forms and amounts as shown on the screen. The intended completion date is 120 calendar days, including predetermined unworkable days of 4 calendar days and 16 number of Sundays. For the bill of quantities, please refer to the shared screen. For the next project, contract ID 25HE0031, Convergence and Special Support Program, Basic Infrastructure Program BIP, multipurpose buildings, facilities to support social services, construction, completion of multipurpose building, Barangay Botong, Argao, Cebu. For the major category of work and similar categories of works, please refer to the shared screen. And also the key personnel requirements. Please also take note about the requirements for the accredited project engineer in compliance to DEO 118 series of 2024 and the accredited materials engineer in compliance to DO 98 series of 2016. Please also take note the minimum major equipment requirements as shown on the screen. Then the bid security shall be in the form of a bid securing declaration or any of the following forms and amounts as shown on the screen. The intended completion date is 90 calendar days, including predetermined unworkable days of 3 calendar days and 12 number of Sundays. For the bill of quantities, please refer to the shared screen. For contract ID 25HA0032, Convergence and Special Support Program BI, Basic Infrastructure Program BIP, Multipurpose Buildings, Facilities to Support Social Services, Construction, Completion of Multipurpose Building, Barangay Anahaw, Argao, Cebu. For the major category of work and similar categories of works, please refer to the shared screen. And also the key personnel requirements. Please also take note about the requirements for the accredited project engineer in compliance to DO 118 series of 2024 and the accredited materials engineer in compliance to DO 98 series of 2016. Please also take note the minimum major equipment requirements as shown on the screen. The bid security shall be in the form of a bid securing declaration or any of the following forms and amounts as shown on the screen. The intended completion date is 100 calendar days, including predetermined and workable days of 3 calendar days and 12 number of Sundays. For the bill of quantities, please refer to the shared screen. For contract ID 25HE0033, Convergence and Special Support Program, Basic Infrastructure Program BIP, Multipurpose Buildings, Facilities to Support Social Services, Construction, Completion of Multipurpose Building, Barangay Talaytay, Argao, Cebu. For the major category of work and similar categories of works, please refer to the shared screen. And also the key personnel requirements. Please also take note the requirements for the accredited project engineer in compliance to DO 118 series of 2024 and for the accredited materials engineer in compliance to DO 98 series of 2016. Please also take note the minimum major equipment requirements as shown on the screen. The bid security shall be in the form of a bid securing declaration or any of the following forms and amounts as shown on the screen. The intended completion date is 90 calendar days, including predetermined and workable days of 3 calendar days and 12 number of Sundays. For the bill of quantities, please refer to the shared screen. For the last project, supply goods and services, contract ID 24GHG009, supply and delivery of aggregate materials for the repair, maintenance, resurfacing of low shoulder along Argao to Sambuan, Cebu. For the bid security shall be in the form of a bid security declaration or any of the following forms and amounts as shown on the screen. For the technical specifications, aggregate sub-base, 1, aggregate base course. Please refer to the shared screen. Documents to be submitted by the contractor for goods and services. Technical components, Class A legal documents. 1, Field JIP Certificate of Registration. 2, DTI Business Name Registration or SEC Registration Certificate or CDA for cooperatives. 2, Valid and current Mayor's Permit Municipal License. 4, Statement of ongoing and similar completed government and private contracts. 5, Audited financial statements stamped received by BIR. 6, Computation of NFCC or committed line of credit. 7, Tax clearance for Executive Order number 398 series of 2005. For Class A technical documents, 1, Bid securing declaration or bid security. 2, Statement of SLCC. 3, Technical specifications proposal. 4, Production delivery schedule. 5, Manpower requirements if applicable. 6, After sales service or parts if applicable. 7, Omnibus sworn statement. For Class B documents, valid joint venture agreement in the case the JV is already in existence. In the absence of a GVA, duly notarized statements from all the potential JV partners stating that they will enter into and abide by the provisions of the GVA in the instance that the bid is successful shall be included in the bid and that the information therein is true and correct. For the financial components, 1, bid form, which includes bid prices. 2, bill of quantities, which includes unit bid price and total bid price per item. 3, recurring and maintenance costs if applicable. For infrastructure projects, technical components, Class A legal documents. 1, valid field JIPS registration certificate, platinum membership, all pages in accordance with Section 8.5.2 of the IRR. Class A technical documents. 1, statement of the prospective bidder of all its ongoing government and private contracts, including contracts awarded but not yet started, if any, whether similar or not similar in nature and complexity to the contract to be bid. 2, statement of the bidder's single largest completed contract, SLCC, similar to the contract to be bid, except under conditions provided under the rules. 3, special PCAB license in case of joint ventures and registration for the type and cost of the contract to be bid. 4, original copy of bid security. If in the form of a surety bond, submit also a certification issued by the Insurance Commission or original of notarized bids securing declaration. 5. Organizational chart for the contract to be bid. 6. List of contractors' key personnel, example, project manager, project engineers, materials engineers, and foremen, to be assigned to the contract to be bid with their complete qualification and experience data. 7. List of contractors' major equipment units, which are owned, leased, and/or under purchase agreements, supported by proof of ownership or certification of availability of equipment from the equipment lessor or vendor for the duration of the project as the case may be. 8. Original duly signed omnibus sworn statement, and if applicable, original notarized secretary certificate in the case of a corporation, partnership, or cooperative, or original special power of attorney of all members of the joint venture giving full power and authority to its officer to sign the OSS and do acts to represent the bidder. For Class A financial documents, the prospective bidder's computation of net financial contracting capacity or NFCC. Class B documents, if applicable, duly signed joint venture agreement in accordance with RA number 4566 and its IRR in case the joint venture is already in existence, or duly notarized statements from all the potential joint venture partners stating that they will enter into and abide by the provisions of the GVA in the instance that the bid is successful. For the financial components, 1. Original of duly signed and accomplished financial bid form. 2. Original and duly signed bid prices in the bill of quantities. 3. Duly accomplished detailed estimates form, including a summary sheet indicating the unit prices of construction materials, labor rates, and equipment rentals used in coming up with the bid. 4. Cash flow by quarter. Important reminder: any missing, incomplete, or patently insufficient document in the above-mentioned checklist is a ground for outright rejection of the bid.
The topics has been discussed by the back members. Any questions, comments from the bidders? Do you have any questions, sir? Inquiry? How about from the online? Do we have online? So we have none. Since we have no more questions, we have to proceed to the other matters to be discussed by 1 and 2 will be discussed by Engineer Sergio Binlod Jr. 3 and 4 will be discussed by Engineer John Rodriguez Peralta, and number 5 will be discussed by yours truly.
Good morning. For the Department Order number 12 series of 2024, revocation of Department Order number 35 series of 2021, and strengthening compliance with the Republic Act RA 9 number 11058 and its implementing rules and regulation IRR. Please refer to the search screen. For the Department Order number 127 series of 2018, subject strict application of RE 9184 in the conduction of post-qualification of bidders with delayed ongoing contracts with the DPWH. All bids and awards committees, central, regional, district are hereby directed to strictly apply, among others, during the conduct of post-qualification award of contract, the following guidelines. Duration post-qualification, the BAC shall determine the bidder's compliance through: number 1, verification and validation of the bidder's stated competence and experience, including the declared single largest completed contract is LCC, similar to the contract being procured. Number 2, verification of competence and experience of the bidder's key personnel to be assigned to the contract as against the minimum requirements under the bid data sheet. Number 3, verification of availability and commitment and or inspection and testing for the required capacities and operating conditions of major equipment units to be owned, leased, under purchase by the bidder for the use in the contract under bidding. Number 4, checking the performance of the bidder in its ongoing government and private contracts. If any of these ongoing contracts shows a reported negative slippage of at least 15% in a single contract, or B, a reported negative slippage of at least 10% in 2 or more contracts. There C, the failure of the contractor to commence repair works in ongoing contracts within 7 days and to complete them within 30 days after receipt of the procuring entity's notice of defects and deficiencies. Or D, failure of the contractor to commence repair works on contracts with pending certificate of acceptance within 30 days and to complete the works within 90 days after receipt of the procuring entity's notice of defects and failures. Or E, substandard quality of work as per contract plans and specifications. Or if unsatisfactory performance of the contractor's obligations as per contract terms and conditions at the time of the inspection. Or G, liquidated damages currently imposed on the contractor. Number 5, the results of the contractor's performance evaluation system, CEPES, should be also considered by the concerned BAC in determining the responsiveness of the contractor's bid before any award of the contract can take place as stated in the item 12.5 Annex E of the 2016 revised IRR of RE 9184. If the BAC verifies any of these deficiencies to be due to the contractor's fault or negligence, the agency shall disqualify the contractor from the award of the procurement of infrastructure projects. Signed, Mark Villar, former secretary.
Department Order number 17, series of 2015, 3-strike policy in the procurement of contracts for infrastructure works, goods, and consulting services. To further strengthen the integrity of competitive bidding process, the following instructions are hereby issued pertaining to the implementation of the 3-strike policy of the DPWH against violations of section 69.1.I of the implementing rules and regulations of RA 9184. The violations enumerated in the DEO number 35, which are considered as acts to tend to defeat the purpose of public bidding under the 3-strike policy, are hereby amended to read as follows. A bidder that had purchased bidding documents but subsequently withdrawn from the bidding, or B submitted a letter of non-participation, or C did not submit a bid without a valid cause as determined by the Bids and Awards Committee concerned. A bidder submitting a late bid without a valid cause as determined by the BAC concerned. C, a bidder submitting insufficient or defective documents such as insufficient bid securities and other deficiencies. D, other acts that tend to defeat the purpose of public bidding as determined by the concerned BAC, provided that these acts had been indicated or discussed in the instructions to bidders, bid bulletins, notices, minutes of pre-bid conference, or other similar instruments. 3. Each offense by a bidder referred to in section 69.1.I of the IRR, as stated in the said DO 35, consists of 3 violations or strike within a period of 1 year, starting from the date of the first strike for all the procurements by all offices of the DPWH. 4. Every time a bidder is observed to have done any of the 4 acts enumerated in item 1 of this DO, The chairperson of the bank concerned shall immediately serve a written notice to the bidder informing him of his act and giving him 5 days to show cause why he should not be sanctioned under this DEO for committing an act which tends to defeat the purpose of public bidding under the three-strike policy of the DPWH. Based on the verified three-strike reports received from the banks, the procurement service in coordination with the legal service shall recommend to the DPWH Secretary for approval the following administrative sanctions on the hearing contractors for violations of the three-strike policy. A, for the first violation or strike, a first warning. B, for the second strike, a second warning. C, for the third strike, which together with the first two strikes constitutes the first offense against the three-strike policy, an administrative penalty of suspension for 1 year from participating in any procurement process in any office of the DPWH. D, for the second offense, the second set of three strikes committed by the bidder, an administrative penalty of suspension for 2 years from participating in any procurement process in any office of the DPWH. Signed by Rogelio L. Singson, Secretary. Next, Department Order DO 12 Series of 2016. Disposal and stockpiling of materials including parking equipments within the construction limits of vicinity of all DPWH ongoing projects. The disposal of dumping sites to be presented in a plan with the areas to accommodate the calculated volume of surplus and suitable spoils, debris, and other construction materials shall be identified and submitted by the contractor immediately after the award of the contract. The project engineer or the engineer shall evaluate and approve the proposed sites prior to the start of works. Stockpiling of construction materials within the construction limits or vicinity of the project shall be submitted by the contractor at least 48 hours before the start of activity for approval of the project engineer or the engineer. Stockpile materials immediately or at the most within 24 hours for gravel materials to form part of the work must be spread, and other waste materials for after any excavation demolition work should be properly disposed. Next. Signed by Rogelio L. Singson, Secretary. Another Department Order DO 168 Series of 2015 Guidelines in the Disposal and Management of Spoils, Debris generated from all ongoing and completed construction and maintenance projects and a position of sanctions for violations thereof. Please refer to the shared screen. Signed, Rogelio L. Singson, Secretary. Please also take note about the GPPB Resolution number 15-2021, lifting the suspension on the implementation of the mandatory submission of PhilGIP certificate of platinum registration and membership in competitive bidding and limited source bidding, amending sections 8.5.2, 23.182, 23.3, 24.182, 24.4.3, 34.3, and 54.6 of the 2016 revised IRR of RA 9184 items 4G1 and 5D1B, as well as Appendix A of Annex H thereof, items 4 and 6 of the guidelines for the use of the Government of the Philippines Official Merchants Registry, and item 1 of sections 8 and 9 of the 6th edition of the Philippine Bidding Documents for Goods and Infrastructure Projects.
Our last topic is GPPB Resolution number 16-2022. Approving the circular on the guidelines and the preparation of the simplified Philippine bidding documents for goods and infrastructure projects and submission of the required forms for the procurement of goods, infrastructure projects, and consulting services with related amendments to the 2016 revised implementing rules and regulation of Republic Act number 9184. Please check and see at the shared screen all the details of this GPPB number 16. So that's the end of our presentation. Any questions, inquiries from the participating bidders? To you, sir. Do you have questions? In behalf of Sir Leonard, Engineer Leonard Panugalinog, our back chairman, I would end this bid conference adjourned.
Si Candy Masan.